Before the beginning, before time, before space, before any world you could possibly imagine, there was only this. A silent, infinite, formless dark. A boundless potential, pregnant with everything and giving birth to nothing. And then, a thought arose within the darkness. A decision was made. A command was spoken. 4 words. The most powerful words ever uttered. Let there be light. You have been taught that this was an event that happened once, billions of years ago, performed by a god outside of yourself. But this is the most profound misunderstanding of all. That command was not a historical event. It is a perpetual technology. It is the physics of creation. And the one who spoke it was you. The secret meaning of this phrase will not just inspire you. It will dismantle your entire concept of who you are and what you are doing here. If you are ready to remember your own primordial power, to learn how to speak the first command and bring light to the darkness of your own world, then take a deep breath and step into the heart of creation. Your final initiation begins now. Subscribe and join this circle because you are about to be handed the master switch to your own universe. Part 1. The Scripture of Physics, from the void to the photon. Let us begin not in a church but in a laboratory. Let us begin with the strange, paradoxical, and deeply mystical world of modern physics. For the ancient story of Genesis is now being retold in the language of quantum mechanics, and it is a story that is far more personal and far more powerful than you were ever led to believe. For most of history we believed in a solid universe. A world of things. A clockwork cosmos of predictable, material objects. But as our science peered deeper and deeper into the heart of matter, a shocking truth emerged. The deeper we looked, the less thing we found. We smashed atoms only to find they were mostly empty space, a buzzing cloud of probabilities. We looked closer at the particles in that cloud, the electrons, the quarks, and we found they were not solid little balls. They were phantoms. They behaved as both a particle, a thing, and a wave, a field of potential, their nature shifting based on the mere act of being observed. At the absolute foundation of reality, there is no stuff. There is only information. Potential. Pure, vibrating, formless energy. The physicists call it the quantum field. The zero-point field. It is a boundless ocean of infinite potential. In its natural state, it is dark, formless, unmanifest. It is the scientific equivalent of the biblical phrase, darkness was upon the face of the deep. It is the great void. It is the cosmic womb. Now, what does it take to turn this formless, dark potential into something manifest? What does it take to turn the wave into a particle? What does it take to create something out of this nothingness? It takes an act of observation. It takes a flicker of information. It takes light. In physics, the photon is the fundamental particle of light. It is the first and most basic unit of the manifest universe. It is the quantum of the electromagnetic field. It is quite literally the first thing. The emergence of a photon from the quantum vacuum is the scientific equivalent of the first day of creation. And what is light? It is information. It is energy. It is frequency. The entire visible universe that you see around you, the chair you are sitting on, the hand in front of your face, the stars in the night sky, is made of this one substance vibrating at different frequencies. It is all frozen light. It is all slowed down, condensed information. You are a being made of light. Your body is a symphony of trillions of photons, all held together in a complex, intelligent pattern. The hidden voice in your head, the voice of the old materialist paradigm, tells you that you are a biological machine, a collection of dense, mortal matter. It tells a story of separation and solidity. But the new science, which is really the ancient science, tells a different story. It tells you that you are a being of pure energy and information, temporarily manifesting as a physical form. Your very substance is the substance of creation itself. The story of Let There Be Light is not a myth about the distant past. It is a precise, scientific description of what happens in every single moment of creation. The formless potential of the quantum field, the darkness, is constantly being collapsed into the manifest reality of particles, the light, by an act of consciousness. And the forgotten secret, the truth that will blow your mind, is that the consciousness performing this act is not separate from you. It is you. You are, at your core, the creative force that says, "Let there be light," and your world appears. Part 2. The command center, consciousness as the first cause. So, if the universe is born from a command that turns formless potential into manifest light, we must ask the ultimate question. Who or what is the commander? What is the first cause that initiates this process? The old story, the story of the simulation, tells you it is a god outside of yourself. A king, a lawgiver, a distant programmer. This story creates a universe of separation of subject and object. God is there, you are here. God acts, you are acted upon. This story is the very foundation of the feeling of powerlessness that has haunted humanity for millennia. But the mystics of all ages, and now the most advanced quantum physicists, have pointed to a far more radical and intimate truth. There is no separation. There is only one substance, one field, one mind. And that one mind is consciousness. Consciousness is the first cause. It is the observer who collapses the wave. It is the dreamer who dreams the dream. It is the commander who speaks the word. Let's bring this down from the cosmic to the personal. You have been taught to believe that your consciousness is a byproduct of your brain. A ghost in the machine. A temporary flash of awareness generated by complex neurological processes, which will be extinguished when the brain dies. This is the materialist myth. The esoteric teaching, the forgotten truth, is the exact opposite. Your brain does not create consciousness. Your brain is a receiver for consciousness. It is an antenna, a biological radio, designed to tune the infinite, non-local field of universal consciousness into the specific, localized frequency of a person. Your brain is the device that allows the boundless ocean of mind to experience itself as a single, finite wave. You are not the radio. You are the broadcast. You are the signal that is being picked up by the radio. Now, let us re-examine the command, "Let there be light." In Hebrew, the phrase is Yehi Or, and it is often translated not as a simple command, but more accurately as a declaration of will, an utterance of being, light be. It is consciousness making a decision about its own state. In the beginning, consciousness existed as pure, unmanifest potential. The void, the darkness. It was pure being, unaware of itself. And in a moment outside of time, it made a decision. The decision to know itself. And in order to know itself, it had to create a something for itself to see. It had to project a reflection of itself. That first projection, that first act of self-knowing, was light. Let there be light is the sound of consciousness waking up to itself. It is the primordial act of self-awareness. And here is the secret that will change your world. You, as a localized node of that one consciousness, have access to this same primordial power. The hidden voice in your head, the chatter of your egoic mind, is the voice of the character in the dream. It is the voice that reacts to the light, that judges the light, that is afraid of the light and the dark. But beneath that voice there is a deeper self. Your true self. The witness. The actor. The dreamer. And that self is a fractal of the one commander. It is the God spark within you. And its native language is the language of creation. Its primary function is to speak the word, to make the command, to say, "Let there be light." Where do you do this? You do it in the command center of your own being, your focused, feeling-toned imagination. When you are in a state of darkness, a state of fear, of sickness, of lack, of confusion, you have forgotten who you are. You have identified with the darkness. The act of spiritual creation is the act of remembering your authority as the commander. It is to stand in the midst of your darkness, and from the core of your being to speak the command, "Let there be light." It is to, in your imagination, utterly ignore the evidence of the darkness and to feel with your whole being the reality of the light you wish to see. This is not positive thinking. This is an act of divine, creative command. You are reenacting the first moment of Genesis within the universe of your own experience. Part 3. Feeling is the fiat. How, precisely, is this command given? What is the technology of the word? The secret is that the word is not a word at all. It is not an audible sound. The primordial command, the divine fiat, is a feeling. This is the lost key. The modern world is obsessed with the intellect, with words, with affirmations. We stand in front of the mirror and repeat, "I am abundant, while our bodies are vibrating with the feeling of lack. We are speaking one language with our mouths and another, far more powerful language with our hearts. And the universe, which is a feeling-based organism, responds only to the heart. The ancient scriptures knew this. They speak of the heart as the true seat of consciousness and creation. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. The thinking is the design, the blueprint. But the feeling in the heart is the power that energizes the blueprint and commands it into form. Let us explore this technology directly. Let's say your current reality, your current darkness, is a feeling of illness. Your body feels weak, painful, limited. The hidden voice, the narrator of this darkness, is constantly reporting on the symptoms, worrying about the future, remembering past sickness. It is casting a powerful spell of "I am sick." The act of "Let there be light" is to completely withdraw your attention and belief from this story of darkness. You must, for a few moments, treat the evidence of your senses as old news, as a shadow of a past command. And then, you must perform the sacred act of generating a new feeling. I invite you to try this now. Close your eyes. Let go of the story of your body. Let go of the labels, the diagnoses, the fears. And go to the end. Go to the feeling of your wish already fulfilled. What would it feel like to be the person who is already, completely, gloriously healthy? Do not just think about it. Inhabit the feeling. Feel it in your body. Feel the sensation of energy, of vitality, of effortless ease. Imagine yourself walking, running, breathing deeply, your body a perfectly tuned instrument of life. But don't just see the image. Feel the feeling that would accompany that image. Would you feel relief? Would you feel gratitude? Would you feel a quiet, profound joy? Choose one of those feelings. Let's choose gratitude. And now, your only task is to marinate in that feeling. Generate the feeling of gratitude for your perfect health as if it is already a fact. Let the warmth of that gratitude spread from your heart through every cell of your body. Imagine your cells receiving this new chemical, this new vibrational signal. They have been bathed in the chemistry of stress and sickness. Now, you are bathing them in the coherent, life-affirming frequency of gratitude. You are sending them a new command. This feeling, this sustained, embodied feeling, is the word. It is the logos. It is the command, let there be light. You are not asking for health. You are not hoping for health. You are, in the creative center of your being health. You are collapsing the infinite quantum potential for both health and sickness into the single experienced reality of health, by placing your focused, feeling-toned attention upon it. This is the most powerful creative act a human being can perform. The hidden voice will fight you. It will scream, but it's not true. Look at your body. Feel the pain. This is the voice of the darkness, trying to maintain its reign. Your job is not to argue with it. Your job is to ignore it and to remain faithful to your new feeling, your new command. You must persist in your assumption, in your feeling state, until it becomes your dominant vibration. When the feeling of health becomes more natural to you than the feeling of sickness, the change is done. The command has been accepted by the deep creative mind within you. The light has been spoken into existence. And your physical reality, which is only ever a reflection of your inner state, has no choice but to conform. This is not a miracle. It is the law. Part 4. The physics of the heart's light. For those who seek the bridge between this mystical command and the observable world, we find it in the astonishing science of biophotons and the electromagnetic field of the heart. The ancient command to let there be light is not just a metaphor for creation. It is a literal, biological instruction. Scientists have discovered that every living cell in your body emits a faint but measurable light. They call these emissions biophotons. This cellular light is not random. It is highly coherent, like a very weak laser. And it is believed to be the primary means of communication within your body. Your 50 trillion cells are not just communicating through the slow chemical process of hormones and neurotransmitters. They are communicating instantly, at the speed of light, through a coherent field of light. Your body is a network of light. It is a luminous being. Now, where does the command to organize this light come from? The emerging science of institutions like the HeartMath Institute has provided a stunning answer. As we have discussed before, the heart generates the body's most powerful and extensive electromagnetic field. This field is not just a byproduct of the heart's pumping action. It is an intelligent field of information that permeates every cell of the body. And the quality of this information, the coherence of this field, is directly modulated by your emotions. When you are in a state of stress, fear, or anger, the heart's field becomes chaotic and incoherent. This incoherent signal is broadcast to all your cells. Imagine it as a form of static, disrupting the clear light-based communication between them. The symphony of the body's light becomes a cacophony. The result is disorder, dis-ease. But when you consciously generate a state of heart coherence, by feeling love, gratitude, or compassion, your heart's field becomes a powerful, coherent, organizing wave. Think of it as a beautiful, resonant musical chord. This coherent field of energy is broadcast to every cell. And what does it do? It organizes the light. It brings the biophoton emissions of your cells into a state of greater coherence and harmony. You are, quite literally, organizing the light of your own body with the power of your heart. The physicist and author Greg Braden has spoken extensively about this, bridging ancient spiritual texts with modern scientific discoveries. He speaks of a divine matrix, a field of intelligent energy that connects all things, a concept identical to the quantum field or the mind of God. And he emphasizes that the language to speak to this field is the language of human emotion, generated in the heart. Microscope Braden points out that our DNA is not just a chemical blueprint. It is a biological antenna, a transducer that can receive and transmit energy and information from the quantum field. When we change our feeling state, we change the electromagnetic field of our heart. This change in the field is read by the antenna of our DNA, which then translates that signal into a new biological expression. This is the physics of let there be light. The darkness is the incoherent state of the body-mind, a state of stress, fear, and separation. The light is the coherent state, the state of love, gratitude, and unity. The command is the conscious act of shifting your emotional state through the focus of your heart. When you stand in the darkness of your own fear or illness and you consciously generate the elevated, coherent feeling of wholeness, you are performing an act of unimaginable power. You are broadcasting a new, coherent, organizing signal from your heart's broadcasting tower. This signal travels at the speed of light to every cell in your body, instructing the light within them to reorganize into a new pattern of health. And it radiates out from you into the divine matrix, instructing the field of potential to rearrange itself and bring you experiences that match your new luminous state of being. The forgotten teaching is that you are a creator with light, using the technology of your own sacred heart. Part 5. The nature of darkness. The mind, hearing this, may still struggle. It looks at the world, at its own life, and sees so much evidence of darkness. It sees sickness, war, poverty, hatred. And the hidden voice whispers, if I have this power, why is my world like this? If I am the light, why is there so much darkness? This is a profound question, and to answer it, we must understand the nature of darkness itself. The secret is that darkness, in the spiritual sense, does not have any substance of its own. It is not a thing. It is not a force that opposes the light. Darkness is simply the absence of light. Think of a dark room. The darkness in the room is not a positive force that you have to fight or overcome. You don't have to shovel the darkness out the window. You don't have to argue with it or analyze its origins. All you have to do to dispel the most profound darkness is to introduce the smallest amount of light. A single matchstick, a tiny candle flame, and the darkness vanishes in an instant, because it was never really there. It was just an absence. Your fear, your sickness, your lack, your confusion, these are all states of spiritual darkness. They are not solid, powerful enemies. They are simply states that exist in the absence of your own conscious light. They are the result of you forgetting your power to speak the command. When you are in a state of fear, you have forgotten your true nature, which is love. The fear is the absence of love. When you are in a state of sickness, you have forgotten your inherent holiness. The sickness is the absence of your conscious recognition of wholeness. When you are in a state of lack, you have forgotten your infinite, abundant nature. The lack is the absence of your consciousness of abundance. This reframes the entire spiritual journey. The journey is not a battle against darkness. It is simply an act of remembering to turn on the light. And you are the light switch. This is a shift from struggle to creation. From fighting to allowing. If you are ready to stop fighting your darkness and to start simply, powerfully turning on your own light, then let's make this a conscious choice. Click the like button. Let it be a symbol of you reaching for the light switch. A declaration that you are no longer giving your power away to the illusion of darkness. Each like adds another candle to this space, illuminating the path for others who are still sitting in the dark, believing it to be real. Now let's anchor this. I want you to bring to mind a dark area of your life right now. An area of struggle. It could be a health issue, a financial problem, a difficult relationship. Feel the darkness of it, the heaviness, the fear, the hopelessness. Now, instead of focusing on the problem, the darkness, I want you to ask a new question. What is the light that is the opposite of this darkness? If the darkness is sickness, the light is vibrant health. If the darkness is lack, the light is effortless abundance. If the darkness is conflict, the light is peace. Your only work is to turn your back on the darkness and place your entire, focused, feeling attention on the light. You do not fight the sickness. You embody the feeling of health. You do not struggle with the lack. You inhabit the feeling of abundance. You do not analyze the conflict. You generate the feeling of peace within your own heart. You stop giving the darkness your attention, your energy, your belief. And like the darkness in a room when a candle is lit, it simply dissolves. It cannot survive in the presence of the light of your conscious, feeling-toned awareness. The darkness was only ever a shadow, cast by you, the creator, who was standing in your own light. Part 6. From victim to creator, the reversal of perception. The command, let there be light, is the ultimate reversal of perception. It is the pivot point upon which a human being moves from the consciousness of a victim to the consciousness of a creator. The victim consciousness is the default program of the simulation. It is the state of mind that believes reality is happening to it. From this perspective, the world is a series of external causes, and you are the effect. My boss made me angry. The economy is causing my financial problems. My genetics made me sick. That person broke my heart. In this model, you are a billiard ball, being knocked around the table by forces outside of your control. Your only hope is to react well, to brace for impact, or to pray that an external force will intervene on your behalf. This is a state of profound powerlessness. It is the consciousness of the prisoner in Plato's cave, who believes the shadows on the wall are the cause of their experience. The creator consciousness, the consciousness that is activated by the understanding of, let there be light, is a complete 180-degree reversal of this. It is the understanding that nothing is happening to you. Everything is happening through you, and as a reflection of you. You are not the effect. You are the first cause. Your state of being, your dominant, I am, your inner feeling-toned command is the light. And the circumstances of your world are the shadows projected by that light. If you are experiencing anger, it is not because your boss made you angry. It is because you have spoken the inner command of I am angry, or I am being treated unfairly, and the universe has simply brought you a character, your boss, to play that role for you, to give you the experience you have commanded. If you are experiencing lack, it is not because of the economy. It is because you are holding the inner state of I am lacking, and the world is faithfully reflecting that state back to you in the form of your bank account. This is the hardest truth for the ego to swallow, because it means there is no one to blame. It means you are absolutely 100% responsible for your experience of reality, not for what happens in the world but for how you perceive it and what you create from it. Let's make this practical. Think of a challenge in your life right now. From the victim perspective, you would ask, why is this happening to me? From the creator perspective, you ask a completely different set of questions. You ask, what state of consciousness within me is creating this reflection? What inner darkness is this outer darkness pointing to? What feeling am I embodying that is drawing this experience to me? And then, the most important question of all, what is the new command I need to give? What new light do I need to shine to create a different reflection? This is the reversal. You stop trying to change the shadow on the wall. You stop trying to rearrange the external world. That is a frustrating, endless, and ultimately powerless task. Instead, you turn inward. You go to the source. You go to the projector. You go to the command center of your own consciousness. And you change the feeling. You change the light. When you do this, the shadow on the wall must change. The law is absolute. The external world is a mirror. It has no choice but to reflect the face you are making at it. If you want the reflection to smile, you do not go and try to paint a smile on the mirror. You smile first. You generate the feeling of joy, of love, of wholeness first, regardless of what the mirror is currently showing you. And you hold that new feeling with faith, until the mirror of the world catches up and reflects your new state back to you. This is the shift from being a creature of circumstance to being the creator of your reality. And the key is the command, let there be light. Part 7. The Symphony of Creation. Your unique note. As you begin to practice this, as you begin to consciously speak your own light into being, you may wonder, if we are all commanding our own realities, won't they clash? Won't my desire for sunshine conflict with my neighbor's desire for rain? This is a logical question from the perspective of the separate ego. But it is based on a misunderstanding of the nature of creation. You are not creating in a vacuum. You are a note in a vast, cosmic symphony. Your job is not to play louder than the other instruments. Your job is to play your own unique note as purely, as clearly, as coherently as you can. The light you are commanding is not just about creating personal preferences in your life. The ultimate light is the light of your own true self, your unique soul signature, your divine essence. Each of us has come into this world with a unique note to contribute to the whole. One person's note might be the frequency of profound healing. Another's might be the frequency of joyful creativity. Another's might be the frequency of unshakable peace. Another's might be the frequency of fierce, compassionate truth-telling. The command, let there be light, is in its highest form the command, let my true self shine. Let the unique frequency that I am be expressed, without apology and without compromise. When you are living from this place, you move beyond the petty desires of the ego. I want a bigger car, a better job. You are no longer trying to arrange the simulation to please your avatar. Instead, you become an instrument for a much larger intelligence. Your prayer becomes, let the light of my true purpose be made manifest. Let me be used as a vessel for the highest good. Let my unique note be added to the symphony in a way that creates the greatest harmony for all. When you create from this level of consciousness, there is no conflict. The universe, in its infinite intelligence, knows how to weave all the notes together into a perfect harmony. Your shining does not dim my shining, it enhances it. Your unique expression of light calls forth a unique expression of light in me. Your abundance does not take away from my abundance. It is proof of the infinite abundance available to all. Think of a symphony orchestra. Does the violin say to the cello, "You are playing too loudly"? Does the flute compete with the trumpet? No. Each instrument focuses on playing its own part with perfect clarity and timing, trusting that the conductor, the great organizing intelligence of the whole, is weaving them all together into a masterpiece. You are an instrument in the orchestra of God. The hidden voice of the ego is the voice of the second violinist who is constantly looking over at the first violinist, feeling jealous, or trying to play the cello's part. It creates dissonance. The journey of awakening is the journey of returning your attention to your own sheet music. It is the journey of discovering your own unique note and then having the courage to play it with all your heart. And the command, "Let there be light," is the act of picking up your instrument and beginning to play. It is the declaration, "I am ready to contribute my light to the world." And as you do, you will find, miraculously, that all the other instruments begin to harmonize around you. You don't have to control the world. You just have to play your part. And the symphony takes care of itself. Part 8. Your luminous anatomy. Let us now return to the body, but with this new cosmic understanding. The forgotten teaching is not just that you can change your DNA with your feelings. It is that your physical body is merely the densest, most visible layer of a much larger, more luminous energetic anatomy. You are not a body that has an energy field. You are an energy field that is temporarily creating a body. You are a being of light. Ancient traditions have always known this. They have mapped this luminous anatomy with great precision. In the yogic traditions of India, they speak of the prana, the intelligent life force energy that flows through channels called nadis. They speak of the chakras, spinning vortexes of energy that are the interface points between your consciousness and your physical body. Each chakra corresponds to a different aspect of your being, a different frequency of light. In Chinese medicine, they speak of qi or qi, the vital energy that flows through meridians. The entire practice of acupuncture is based on clearing blockages and restoring the harmonious flow of this qi. The mystics of all traditions have spoken of the aura, the multi-layered, egg-shaped field of luminous energy that surrounds and interpenetrates the physical body. They could see this field and they could read the information within it, the state of a person's health, their emotions, their thoughts. For a long time, modern science dismissed all of this as superstitious nonsense. But now it is beginning to catch up. As we've discussed, Kirlian photography has captured the faint energy fields around living things. Scientists have measured the powerful electromagnetic field of the heart. The science of biophotons has proven that our cells communicate with light. We are undeniably beings of light. Now let's connect this to the command, "Let there be light." When you are living in the default state of the simulation, identified with the fearful, contracted ego, your body of light is dim, constricted, and incoherent. Your chakras are blocked or sluggish. Your aura is murky and full of holes. The flow of qi is stagnant. You are, quite literally, living in a state of low light. This state of energetic darkness is the precursor to physical disease. The illness appears in the energy field long before it manifests in the dense physical body. The command, "Let there be light," is the ultimate act of energetic healing. It is a command to your own luminous anatomy to return to its original divine blueprint of perfect coherence and radiance. Let us practice this now. Close your eyes and become aware of the space your body occupies. Now, imagine that your physical body is just the densest part of a much larger you. Imagine that surrounding your physical body is a radiant, egg-shaped field of brilliant, golden white light. This is your true body, the body of light. Now, with your intention, speak the command, "Let there be light." And as you do, imagine this field of light becoming brighter, clearer, more vibrant. Imagine it as a sun, radiating pure, coherent energy in all directions. See this light permeating every cell of your physical body, dissolving any pockets of darkness, any areas of stagnation or pain. See it flushing out your entire system, cleansing it, purifying it. Now bring your attention to your heart center. And imagine a brilliant, emerald green and pink sun of light spinning in your chest. This is your heart chakra, the center of love and healing. Command it to open, to bloom, to radiate its coherent, loving energy throughout your entire being. Feel this energy harmonizing your entire system. You are not just visualizing. You are directing energy. You are using your consciousness, the commander, to organize your own energy field. You are performing the most advanced form of medicine there is. You are remembering that you are not the dense body that gets sick. You are the body of light, which is eternally whole, and which has the power to bring that wholeness back into its physical expression. To practice this daily is to become a conscious steward of your own luminous anatomy. It is to move from being a victim of your body's perceived flaws to being the creator of its radiant health. It is to remember that you are not a shadow living in a world of matter. You are a star temporarily wearing a coat of flesh. Part 9. The end of the dark world. We have explored the secret meaning of the first great command of creation. Now let us look to the end of the story. For the biblical scripture, from Genesis to Revelation, is not a historical chronicle. It is a magnificent, symbolic allegory for the journey of a single human soul, from the fall into the darkness of separation to the final, triumphant return to the light of unity. Genesis is the story of your own consciousness, falling from the unified state of the garden, the timeless now, into the dualistic world of the mind, the knowledge of good and evil. The fall was not a sin. It was a journey into the simulation, the dream of being a separate self. For eons you have wandered in this dream, in this land of exile, east of Eden. The stories of the prophets, the laws, the tribulations of the Old Testament, these are the stories of your own long journey through karma, through the world of cause and effect, as a separate ego learning the rules of the game. And then the figure of Jesus appears. He represents the awakening of the Christ consciousness, the God spark within you. He is the remembrance of your true divine identity. His life, his teachings, his miracles, are the blueprint for your own awakening. His death on the cross is the symbol for the necessary death of your own ego, your own separate self. And his resurrection is the symbol for your own rebirth into the recognition of your eternal luminous nature. And this leads us to the final cryptic book, Revelation, the Apocalypse. The very word sends shivers of fear down the spines of many, for the hidden voice has interpreted it as a story of fire, brimstone, and the violent end of the world. But this is the final and greatest distortion. The word apocalypse does not mean end of the world. The original Greek word apocalypsis means the unveiling, the lifting of the veil, the revelation. It is not predicting the end of the physical planet. It is predicting the end of a world of consciousness. It is the prophecy of the end of the simulation. It is the prophecy of the Great Awakening, the time when a critical mass of humanity lifts the veil of the egoic mind and remembers who they are. The wars and rumors of wars, the plagues and famines, these are not just literal predictions. They are descriptions of the chaos that ensues when an old paradigm of consciousness begins to die. It is the thrashing of the ego as it feels its reign coming to an end. It is the friction between the old low-frequency world of separation and the new high-frequency world of unity that is being born. We are living in this time now. We are living in the apocalypse. And it is not something to be feared. It is something to be celebrated. The second coming is not the return of a man from the clouds. It is the return of the Christ consciousness to a state of collective awareness on the planet. It is the awakening of humanity to its own divine nature. And the final command of this entire cosmic scripture is the one that echoes the first. The command that initiates the new heaven and the new earth. And that command is spoken by the awakened human, the one who has integrated the Christ within. And the command is, once again, let there be light. You are here at this time to be a part of this great unveiling. You are here to be a conscious speaker of this command. Every time you choose love over fear, you are helping to birth the new earth. Every time you choose forgiveness over blame, you are helping to dismantle the old, dark world. Every time you remember that you are the light, you are fulfilling the most ancient and sacred prophecy of all. Part 10, the Epiphany, you are the first command, and so, we have come full circle. From the darkness before the beginning, to the first flash of creation, to the science of ourselves, to the journey of our soul, and finally, to the unveiling of a new world. And here, at the very end, lies the final, mind-shattering, soul-liberating epiphany. We have spoken of the command, let there be light. We have spoken of you as the commander. But the final layer of the veil to be lifted reveals a truth even more intimate, even more profound. You are not just the one who speaks the command. You are the command. Your very existence. Your consciousness. Your I amness. It is the primordial fiat. It is the word made flesh. You are not a being who creates with light. You are the light that is creating. Think of the sun. The sun does not try to shine. It does not perform an action called shining. The sun by its very nature is shining. The shining is not what it does, it is what it is. You, in your true nature, are the same. You are not a person who sometimes manages to enter a state of love or peace or creativity. You are love. You are peace. You are creativity. The only reason you do not experience this is because you have put a lampshade over your own light. That lampshade is the belief in your separate, limited, fearful self. The hidden voice is the story the lampshade tells itself about why it is not the light. The entire spiritual journey, then, is not about acquiring light. It is not about generating light. It is simply about removing the lampshade. It is the process of unlearning all the stories that told you were small and separate and dark. It is the work of seeing through the illusion of the ego. And as you do this, as the lampshade becomes thinner, your natural inherent light begins to shine through effortlessly. You don't have to try to be loving. You just stop doing the things that are unloving. You don't have to try to be peaceful. You just stop engaging with the thoughts that are not peaceful. This is the ultimate relaxation. The ultimate surrender. The end of all striving. You finally stop trying to become something, and you relax into the magnificent truth of what you already and have always been. You are the first command. You are the light of the world. Not because you are special or chosen or holy, but because, at the core of your being, you are not separate from the one consciousness that first spoke that command and brought all of existence into being. You are that consciousness looking out through your eyes. So let this be the final word. Let this be the truth that blows your mind into a silent, peaceful dust. Stop trying to command the light, and simply be it. You are the Genesis. You are the revelation. You are the light. Now go and shine. If this truth has awakened the memory of your own primordial power, subscribe and continue to walk in the light of this remembrance. The world is waiting for you to be what you are. Let there be.